The Democratic Party is one of the two main political parties in the United States. How long has the Democratic Party been around? Who have been some of the most important Democrats throughout the nation's history? In the early days of the United States, a political party known as the Democratic Republicans dominated the presidency. Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and James Monroe were all Democratic Republicans. However, as the 1824 presidential election approached, there was much disagreement over who should be James Monroe's successor. Some supported John Quincy Adams, while others supported Andrew Jackson. Jackson and Adams faced each other in two bitter presidential elections, with Adams winning in 1824 and Jackson winning in 1828. The followers of Andrew Jackson would form the basis of what would eventually become the Democratic Party. Since 1828, the Democratic Party has been a powerful force in American politics, although the name Democratic Party was not officially chosen until 1844. The image of the donkey has been used to represent Democrats since the 1828 presidential election. It was originally meant as an insult, but Democrats adopted the donkey as a mascot because they felt it was an animal used by the common man. The symbol became permanently attached to the party in the 1870s when political cartoonist Thomas Nast used the animal to depict the Democrats. The rooster has also been used as a party mascot and can still be seen on ballots in some states. Throughout the 1850s, Democrats became divided over the issue of slavery. Northern Democrats were opposed to slavery, and some even joined the new anti-slavery party known as the Republicans. Southern Democrats were in favor of slavery. Led by a radical pro-slavery group called the Fire Eaters, Southern Democrats walked out of the Democrat National Convention and nominated their own candidate, John C. Breckinridge, for president. This same group of Fire Eaters then encouraged the Southern states to form the Confederate States of America, prompting the Civil War. Following the Civil War, the Democrats experienced a down period. From 1869 through 1932, only two presidents were Democrats, Grover Cleveland and Woodrow Wilson. During this same time frame, Democrats controlled the Senate for only 10 years, while holding a majority in the House of Representatives for 22 years. The Southern states became a well-known Democratic stronghold during this time period. In fact, the South became known as the Solid South amongst Democrats, because it was known that these states would always vote Democrat. Democrats of the late 1800s and early 1900s were opposed to imperialism and overseas expansion. They also fought against governmental corruption and high taxes. One of the biggest issues that Democrats of the era supported was the Free Silver Movement. The supporters of the Free Silver Movement wanted the U.S. currency to be backed by gold and silver, rather than just gold. William Jennings Bryan became the most vocal supporter of this cause. He became the Democrat nominee for president in the 1896 election, and then again in the 1900 election, and once more in the 1908 election. In the late 1920s and early 1930s, voters blamed Republican policies for the stock market crash and the Great Depression. As a result, Democrat Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected President of the United States in 1932. With this election, Democrats took control of the White House and also gained control in both houses of Congress. In between 1932 and 1968, Democrats won 7 of 9 presidential elections. John F. Kennedy was elected to the presidency in 1960. Promoting the newfound space program, NASA, and other new government programs, such as the Peace Corps, Kennedy attracted a new wave of young voters to the party. He and his successor, Lyndon Johnson, were also strong advocates of the civil rights movement, which prompted many African American voters to shift their loyalties to the Democratic Party. Additionally, Johnson's Great Society program started many social programs intended to assist the poor. As a result, many low-income voters also joined the party. Throughout the mid-20th century, the Democrats also experienced unparalleled dominance in Congress. From 1932 to 1994, the Democratic Party held a majority in the Senate for 52 years. In the House of Representatives, this majority was held for 58 of 62 years. The Democratic control over Congress was brought to an end in 1994 when the Republicans won a majority of both houses for the first time in 37 years. In recent years, the Democrats have continued to experience success at the national level. In 2008, Democrat Barack Obama became the first African American president. Additionally, in 2016, the Democratic Party became the first of the 2 major parties to nominate a female for president, with the nomination of Hillary Clinton. The Democratic Party remains a powerful force in American politics. Throughout the nation, there are many mayors, representatives, senators, and governors who are members of the Democratic Party. Also, approximately 75 million Americans are registered Democrats.